In Merriam-Webster's is as follows: the system of political organization prevailing in Europe from the 9th to about the 15th centuries, having at its basis the relation of lord to vassal, with all land held in fee, and as chief characteristics homage, the service of tenants under arms and in court, wardship, and forfeiture. The second definition is as follows: any of various political or social systems similar to medieval feudalism. Every aspect of this definition is going to be looked at, but what is obviously notable from the start is the fact that feudalism itself is noted to be any political or social system that is even similar to medieval feudalism. This leads us to what is called a feudatory, which is a dependent lordship, otherwise known as a fee. What is a fee? This is from the Anglo-French fee or fief, which is a feudal estate. Humans are traded as chattel or cattle property, which is why money is used as a symbol or medium of exchange in the first place. It would also be suggested that the phonetic variation of mankind can easily be interpreted as mankind, since a kine is a synonym for cow. A fee is said by definition to be an estate in land held in feudal law from a lord on the condition of homage and service. If feudalism has been abolished, then why is the only land title that exists for humans in the public called a fee simple? If feudalism no longer exists, then why is this term still being used every day as indication of this legal title? It's because nothing has changed, despite the false assurances from the so-called experts. Title is simply a legal link that creates evidence of a person's ownership rights and property. The phonetic similarity of title to title should be noted, since title is a Hebrew word meaning king that points out feudalism again, while it is also an adjective that indicates the regular course of everything, the ebb and flow of all things tied to the system. This creates the ultimate paradox, because then one is both for and against it all, which makes a perfect duality, or a tie, which is an equality of opinion or outcome. Life is followed by death, actually followed by it, and of course death is followed by life. It is the sine wave of time. There is an undivided aspect that is without time in the purity of the eternal, which changed when there was an acceptance of the offering of time from the tree of knowledge. It is the ability to repeat things, yet also reproduce. This is why there is an emphasis in the Genesis passage of the phrase, "they knew that they were naked," which indicates the past tense. Wave has also been said to be linked with weave, and weave with web, which is expressive of the interconnected nature of this universe. Going back to tide, in English law there was a custom house officer called a tidesman, who was appointed to attend to ships until the customs were paid upon them. This is the reason that to this day, especially when crossing fictional borderlines, there are customs duties. A custom is money collected under a tariff, which is a government tax on imports and exports. Every human being is sentenced to pay this levy because every single birth is considered to be an import that came from somewhere else where it was exported. It is another facet of the commercial law of the sea, which is the reason that in commerce you are considered to be a customer, and through the legal definition, a custom is a practice of long and unvarying habit that has come to have the force of law. It is said that custom trumps law. Through an action of change, a title was created, which produced an effect of ownership towards a king. If we look at the first chapter of Genesis, the statements are always centered towards God. This created an original trust, and clearly showed that there were more beings present than just God, as the Hebrew term Elohim also demonstrates. Yet, this all changed early on in the second chapter. Clearly, the term